If you have just cleared your AWS Practitioner exam, or you're looking at the cloud and thinking, okay, I know what the services are, but how do I actually build something without losing my mind? You're in the right place. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are debugging Terraform. Now look, I'm not a college professor. I'm a practitioner just like you. I know how intimidating it feels when people start throwing terms like infrastructure as code or HCL at you. It sounds like a lot. But the truth? Terraform is actually the lazy era dream. It's the tool that lets you stop being a manual labor in the AWS console and start being a cloud architect. In this video, I'm stripping away all the jargon. No complex code on screen today, just the raw logic. If you're a beginner and you don't know where to start, this is your starting line. We are going to talk about why this is the most important skill you can learn in 2026 and how it's going to save you from those 3 a.m. did I leave the instance running panics? If you have spent more than 5 minutes on LinkedIn or scrolling through job descriptions lately, you have seen it. Terraform. It's always there, listed right next to AWS, like some kind of secret requirement to enter the industry. But what exactly is it? At its simplest, Terraform is infrastructure as code. I know, that sounds like more jargon. But think of it this way. Instead of you going into the AWS console and manually clicking buttons to create a server, which is slow and easy to mess up, you write a simple text file. That text file is your order. You hand it to Terraform, and Terraform goes into the cloud and builds exactly what you asked for. It's like the difference between building a car with your bare hands and having a giant robotic factory to do it for you while you watch. Terraform is that factory. It's your remote control for the entire cloud. It turns 1,000 manual steps into one single apply command. So, the question is why? Why bother learning a new tool when the AWS console is right there with all its pretty buttons? Because the console is a trap. Think about it. If you build a perfect network setup today, do you think you will remember exactly which boxes you checked and which setting you toggled 6 months from now? Probably not. And if you have to build same setup for a different client or a different region, you have to start from scratch. That's not being a practitioner, that's being a manual laborer. With Terraform, you have repeatability. You can build an entire data center, destroy it, and rebuild it exactly the same way in 5 minutes. Gives you visibility. In the console, resources can get lost. You forget about an old database that's still running and eating your money. With Terraform, if it's not in your code, it does not exist. It keeps your cloud clean and your wallet full. Basically, Terraform is the difference between guessing where your infrastructure is and knowing exactly where it stands. So, what does a day in the life of a Terraform practitioner actually looks like? It follows a very logical, very safe workflow. It starts with write. This is where you sit down with your .tf files and define your vision using HCL, HashiCorp configuration language. Don't let the name scare you. It's designed to be human readable. You are not programming in the traditional sense. You are just describing what you want. Once the vision is written, you run Init. This is the initialization phase. It's like Terraform checking its toolbox and downloading the specific plugins or providers it needs to talk to AWS or whatever cloud you're using. Then comes the most important step for your sanity: plan. When you run Terraform plan, the system does a dry run. It compares your code to what's actually live in the cloud and says, okay, I see what you want. Here is exactly what I'm going to change. It's the ultimate look before you leap moment. Finally, you run apply. This is the execution. Terraform takes your blueprint and starts the heavy lifting. It works until the cloud matches your code perfectly. It's a clean, repeatable loop that takes the guesswork out of engineering. Now you might be wondering, how does Terraform know what's already there? If I run apply twice, does it build two servers? The answer is the state file. This is the brain of Terraform. Every time you build something, Terraform writes down exactly what happened in a small file. Think of it like a master inventory list. The next time you run a command, Terraform does not just start building. It looks at the state file, looks at your code, and looks at the cloud. It calculates the difference. If your code says one server and the state file says one server exists, Terraform does nothing. It's smart enough to stay in sync. This memory is what makes Terraform so fast and reliable. It's the secret sauce that prevents the hodgepodge of manual errors. Here's the bottom line. Learning the console is great for passing an exam, but learning Terraform is how you get hired. Companies are not looking for people to click buttons. They are looking for engineers who can build systems that are repeatable, safe, and documented. When you learn Terraform, you are not just learning a tool, you are learning a mindset. You're becoming the architect who can spin up a whole environment in few minutes and sleep soundly knowing it's all tracked in code. We have covered the basics today: the what, the why, and those core commands that make Terraform work. If this simplified look at the cloud helped you breathe a little easier, then I have done my job. I want to be clear about what we are doing here. I'm not going to spend hours showing you screen recording of code. There are thousands of channels out there that can show you the practical how-to. My goal is different. I'm here to hold your hand through that first difficult step, the one that feels too high to climb. I want to help you master the logic so that when you look at the code, it actually makes sense. If you are interested in learning this way, learning the why behind the how, then hit that subscribe button and join me in this journey. If I help you to take one small step forward today, please leave a comment. Honestly, seeing those comments is what motivates me to keep showing up and making such videos. And if this perspective helped you out, hit that like button. I will see you in the next video. Keep building, keep climbing. Bye for now.